this. Nice and cozy. This little nook. I'm so tired. It's been a long day. I got a lot done. But I'm happy the day is done. I hope you're doing well. You look sort of tired too. I think it's okay to be tired. It's a sign that we did a good job today. That we did our best. And that's all that we could ask for. That's all we really have to do. You just do your best. Whether or not you succeed, whether or not you get everything done, that's irrelevant. What matters most is we did our best. So, I think we can claim that for the day. Today was an interesting day. I felt really good in the morning, which was unusual because it was raining a lot. But normally on really dreary, overcast, rainy days, it's not like I'm always a downer, but normally I'm just a little bit subdued. But today I was I'm too tired to misuse my slang. Today I felt really good. And it was like my own sunshine was shining. That's nice. I felt very, very capable at work today. I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I needed to get done or accomplish or remember. And I felt like my mind was working really fast in a good way, not like anxious necessarily. I felt like I was working at superhuman speed, which sounds really lame, but it was actually pretty cool. I know. So that was nice. And then I did kind of get subdued as the day continued. I think just as I got tired. I haven't been very good about taking naps. In the sense that I'll try to take a nap and it won't work. And usually I get close to sleep. Like if we're rounding, I was asleep, but it's not the same as being fully gone. And sometimes weird things happen. The hypnagogic state is one of my favorite states of mind. It is so bizarre, so abstract and uncanny. It's like where logic goes to die. And if you're not familiar, that's the hypnagogic state is the state of consciousness between being asleep and being awake. It's like the no man's land of your mind. And it is, I said the word bizarre, I gotta get some better adjectives. It is uncanny, it is spectacularly abstruse, there we go. it's like the way that I've always liked to think of it is if I think of my brain, if I consider my brain as a net of neurological circuits, like my neurons, the hypnagogic state is like someone passed noise over my whole brain. Noise like sound noise, which is basically static. And the static lights up completely random, obscure combinations of neurons and things. And that creates some really, really poignant combinations of thoughts and ideas and concepts. I always come out of it normally people pass through that stage very unconsciously because they end up going into sleep. But if you can manage to hold on to a little bit of your mind when you're going in, sometimes you can retain a little bit when you come out. And usually when that happens to me, I just can't help but smile at, like, what the hell just happened in my head. I wish I could give some examples. I'm sure at some point I could have, but I can't think of any at the moment. Okay, here. You lay there, and I'll lay here, and then I'll go into it, and then I'll come back out and tell you the things I saw. Okay, just kidding though, I'm not gonna do that. That'd take too long. Sleep in dreams is very interesting too. I've always been interested in the art of lucid dreaming, which, if you are unfamiliar, is a lucid dream is basically when you become aware that you're dreaming, and this state of consciousness lets you basically take control of your dream and kind of steer it in the way that you want. And there's limitless applications for this. It's an extremely fascinating endeavor that someone could pursue. And I'm not a little envious of those who it comes naturally to, because there are some of us who work quite diligently at it and still find it difficult to obtain those states. I have had them a little bit before, and I'm not very diligent in my practice these days, but I have been in the past. I think the worst part about it for me is that my mind likes to troll me utterly and completely, and I get so frustrated. For example, I had a dream maybe a week or two ago, and yada yada yada. I don't need to tell you the whole dream because it's not all of it is relevant. I was in a big field. We were on kind of a tour group, and it's a big grassy field, and there are hills everywhere. And at some point I noticed that the dirt is very, very loose, very thin, and I'm trying to kind of playing with it and just kind of poking it and seeing what it's like. And then I decided to show my tour guide. So I take some kind of, I think it was like a camera tripod or something. There's some sort of pole. And I take it from him and I'm like, hey, look at this. Look at this dirt. And I quick stab the pole into the ground with a lot of force. And it goes straight through into the dirt, but it like keeps going. It was so thin that there was nothing to stop the momentum. And it catches on my backpack and it pulls my backpack off of me and down into the ground, and it keeps going and it goes into like this little cavern down below. I'm bad at estimating, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 feet down. I'm seriously terrible at estimating distances, estimating most things. So we can see my backpack down in the bottom of this big hole, and both the tour guide and I just kind of stand there in silence like, well, damn it, what do we do now? And this is the frustrating part. I'm trying to think about the problem. I think, what should I do about this? How can I solve this? And here was my logic, my process of thought. Well, I'm obviously dreaming, so let me just get the infinite powers that I contain since I'm dreaming, and I will fly down there and get my backpack. And I kind of do this, I don't know, ritual of it, which is more just for showmanship than actual effect. And I gain the ability of flight. And I fly down into the hole. There's a big tarantula down there, and I name him Steve. Kind of ask him to get out of the way, because I just don't want to accidentally squish him or something. And I get my backpack, and I fly out. And then a couple various other things happen, and I wake up very shortly after that. But that is so supremely frustrating because even though on some level I knew I was dreaming, I didn't become lucid. Like, even though I got the power of flight and stuff, there was lucidity is like a state of mind. It's more than just knowing that you're dreaming. There's a particular kind of experience that comes with it. Because when you have a lucid dream, it's like it's from your perspective that you live your life through. I don't know how you dream, but lots of my dreams are kind of third person or a mix of first and third. But when you have a lucid dream, you wouldn't be able to differentiate that sort of experience from your waking life, besides all the crazy stuff that goes on in dreams and the whole ultimate power part. So the dream lacked that. Now I'm frustrated again. I'm also I'm curious about the idea of dreams as a kind of a mental processing of what happened throughout your day, or something that you want to ponder. because they say if you're thinking about something before you fall asleep, or especially if you have an intention to dream about something, you're much more likely to have a dream related to that thing. And supposedly it can help you kind of solidify your comprehension of a certain subject or topic or idea. So dreaming can be kind of a useful instrument to further your learning, if that happens to be true. I don't know if it would or not, but that's not my job. So, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I'm learning Spanish, and the other night I went to bed with the intention of having some sort of Spanish dream. I kind of kept it vague, because I don't know what kind of Spanish dream I'd want. And I'm laughing because in my dream it was like watching a children's program of Spanish, and I was talking to all these people about how great it is to learn Spanish with my cat. And I was holding a cat. Un gato. And it's funny because I don't have a cat, and I have no desire to have a cat. So I'm just parading around with a cat, teaching people how to speak Spanish. Like very basic phrases. It's been fun learning, though. I very much enjoy language. I like to say really absurd things because my vocabulary is very limited at the moment. So I use words that normally shouldn't go together, or just like don't make a lot of sense. It's been fun learning Spanish, specifically because there are so many resources to help teach you how to learn Spanish. Like, admittedly, I love Esperanto. I enjoy Esperanto a lot. But there was not only a lot less resources, but it's just not quite as accessible of a language. Like with Spanish, I could walk outside, and if that's a bad example. If I'm in a public place and I ask people, like, there will be a decent percentage of people here that speak Spanish. If I walk around and ask people who speaks Esperanto, there is probably more than 90% of people would say they've never heard of it. And that's a different world. But it's a fun world too. I like Esperanto. In fact, I should speak some. Some people said that they enjoyed the last video I made. So and they wanted me to talk a little bit in Esperanto. Someone in the comments said that was posted on Reddit, and I was kind of embarrassed. Like, if I had known it was going to get any sort of recognition, I would have done so much better. I almost didn't post the video because I didn't feel it was up to my standard, or just what I wanted the caliber of my videos to be. But I've been so distracted doing other things that I knew if I put it off or tried to refilm it, that it would take so much longer to get out there. So I just accepted it as it was and shared it. Do videvus paroli esperanti. What's the word? Kiu estas la vorto? Dum tiom da tempo. mi supozas. La honta afero pri Esperanto por mi estas ĉi tiu ideo ke mi ne estas havinta loĝan konversacion iam ajn. Mi ja parolis kun homoj kaj babilis kun ili, sed neniam per mia voĉo. Ĉi tiu okazis en parto, ĉar mi ŝatas esti preta, tute preta, antaŭ ol mi fari iun ajn. Tiel, kiam mi lernis Esperanton, kiam mi studis ĝin, mi ĉiam volis esti la plej bona ke mi povus esti. Do mi estus praktikanta. Participles are strange. Kaj verdire mi timis kaj iomete ankoraŭ timas babili kun aliaj homoj. Estas iomete da honta konfesi ĝin, sed veras, tute veras, kaj mi scias ĝin. Esperanto vere estas bela lingvo, tamen, kaj mi vere ĝuas, ke mi lernis ĝin. Mi hezitas diri ke mi estas flua, ke eble veras, eble ne veras, mi ne scias. Certe mi mi ne estas kutima kun la taga praktiko kiel antaŭe. Tamen mi ja havas kiom 476 tagoj ĉe Duolingo. Lastatempe mi pasis 1 jaro de tage praktiko. Kaj verdire lastatempe estas estinta la plejparte kun la hispana. Mi praktikas la hispanan kiom multe kiel mi praktikis Esperanton, kiam mi unue komencis lerni ĝin. Mi ŝatas Esperanton, ĉar ĝi instruis al mi kiel pripensi, konsideri vortojn alie. Esperanto instruis al mi pensi pri vortoj kiel partoj etaj vortoj fariĝas plenaj vortoj, tutaj vortoj. Iĝas. Verŝajne ĵus iĝas. Ekzemple de kiam mi komencis, mi ĵus parkerigus vortojn kiel sonojn ĵus per mia memoro. Tamen post kiam mi progresis, mi ekkonas la samajn vortojn kiel la partoj kiuj konstruas ilin. Ekzistas plurajn frazojn en Duolingo kiuj estas tre memorindaj. Sed nepre mi devas forgesi ilin nun, kiam mi menciis ilin. Mi povus diri al vi sekretojn Esperante. Ĉar preskaŭ neniu iam komprenos ilin. Kion mi povus diri? Se mi dirus al vi sekretojn, ili devus esti bonajn sekretojn. Ĉar vi meritas nur la plej bona. Do kiu ili povus esti? Eble bone, mi diros ĉi tion. Mi konsideras ĉi tiun esti bona sekreto, ĉar mi kutime ne volas ke aliaj homoj scius ĝin. En la plejparto de miaj sociaj situacioj mi kutime scias, pardonu min, pli ol mi volus ke la aliaj homoj rekoni. Alivorte mi ŝajnigas ke mi estas pli stulta, ke mi fakte estas. Kaj ĉi tio estas io Mi ne povas memori kiam mi komencis fari, sed mi ankoraŭ faras ĝin. Mi ĉiam ŝatas esti preta, kiel mi diris antaŭe, kaj ĉiukaze mi sentas ke ŝajni stulta permesas min ĝi donas al mi pli da spacon por ŝanĝi mian menson aŭ mi ne scias. Estas kiel permesas al mi pli forto en la situacio. Mi diris ke mi konigis sekreton, kaj mi ĵus diris konfuzaĵojn. La ĉefa punkto ankoraŭ estas ke Esperanto estis mirinda afero kiu venis en mia vivo, kaj certa mi tre dankemas havi ĝin en mia vivo. Esperanto has taught me a lot. I didn't think that I was capable of learning a second language. And I did try multiple times, various times of my life, various languages, for various reasons, variously. But I didn't ever fully succeed until admittedly, I even tried Esperanto when I was like 13 or 14, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and I failed. But this time was different, and I did it. And that was huge for me. This has opened so many doors. I mean, this is ultimately why I'm learning Spanish right now. And I'm learning Spanish at about 20 times faster than I learned Esperanto. I don't think I'm very good at Esperanto, but it's because I've taken a very, very slow path to learning it. And I still haven't really practiced like I should be. I want to be clear that I wasn't lying about what I said in that video. I have chatted with people all over the world in lots of them don't know English, and I think that's really, really cool. I think the idea behind Esperanto is so fascinating and so interesting, and I always like to share it with people, to tell people about it, and because most people have never heard of it, and everyone thinks it's a cool idea. But I want to share how it's helped me. Like, I want to share this power that I've gained through learning Esperanto. Because it's opened a lot of doors for me, and it's honestly expanded my mind. And I'm very grateful for that. Though. Estas parolinda sufiĉe por ĉi-nokto. Do mi devos diri adiaŭon al via bela vizaĝo. Sed mi esperas che vi vidos ĝin denove en la mistera futuro. Bonvolu aliĝi kun mi. Kaj ni dormiĝu. Kaj enlitiĝi por dormi bone. Mi deziras al